Hails, dear viewers, it's time to do a little bit of a festival preview. This time I'm talking about Steelchaos 2022, which is the spin-off festival to Steelfest Festival, which you will likely know since you're following the channel. If you don't know, I'll give you a quick recap of what's going on. So Steelfest is the one that takes place during May and features mostly black metal bands, but with a lot of death metal, thrash metal, and the like during those late weeks of spring in Finland, and is this kind of a extreme metal gathering for like-minded people who are into, well, extreme metal in various sorts. Steelchaos then again has been this late, or say mid-fall indoors festival at the same venue as Steelfest in Hyvinkää, Finland. That is some 30 minutes, give or take, trip from Helsinki, the capital area, to Hyvinkää, where this is this old wool factory, and it's a nice venue for this kind of a festival that is not too big, not too small, but very suitable for the people gathering there to see their favorite bands in extreme metal and beyond at this same venue, once again with more or less like-minded people. Now, where these two differ from each other, especially during 2022, is that whereas Steelfest is mostly about black and death metal, well, Steelchaos is a little bit more than that. Let's take a look at the website of Steelchaos. There are not, during the time I'm filming this, a couple of days before the lineup, the final lineup more or less, is going to be announced. There is only one band mentioned, one of the headliners of the festival, so I'll give you now a list of the most important bands. There are more than that, but most important bands for these 2 days. So this takes place late October 2022 in Hyvinkää, and one of the main acts is obviously Venom Inc. doing black metal exclusive show. That is 40th anniversary, so it's gonna be very interested. So there's not too much information here on the website currently. It will be updated by the time this video gets out. You will probably see the social media updates about it by the time this gets out. It is agreed to kind of co-release this information on the same day for you. But I will tell you now about the bands I was told. First of all, let's go through the headliners, which are the 3 most important acts there. Now, Venom Inc. was mentioned. It's old school black metal and probably does not need introduction. If it does, well, go beyond this video, go check out the music and all that stuff. On top of that, this will present Sacramento from Sweden, doing its kind of a melodic black metal. That is one of a cult band that well, has quite a lot of respect and like from the people all around the world when it comes to Swedish black metal, the melodic style from the 1990s. The band hasn't been exactly active past few years, but now they're going to enter the stage in Finland and do a proper show. As the third main act, we will have a Belphegor and their black death metal combination. So quite a different variety when it comes to these 3 main acts: old school black metal, melodic black metal, and then we have these black death metal bands. Now, other styles are also featured here, basically run into 2 categories or divided into 3 groups. For death metal fans, there is Torture Killer from Finland, and they are kind of a mid-tempo death metal, including melodies and very strong vocalists. They have also a new EP out, so I wouldn't be surprised if they threw in some newer material as well. Also, Cadaveric Incubator doing the kind of a dirty and dark death metal in a way that will make corpses walk, and Malicious, a promising newer act that is going to complement the death metal lineup here. From black metal department, for the black metal crazies, I guess, worth mentioning are the legendary Baratrum, which is one of the oldest Finnish black metal names, especially the ones that are still active and doing their kind of alcohol-infused shows. Also, Kaestus is playing a show here as well. They have quite promising material. It's one of the newer bands, but nonetheless powerful act. And on top of that, I guess Flame is worth mentioning with their rather traditional take on black metal. So not so much new school of black metal, but more traditional and leaning towards old ways. but it goes beyond black metal and death metal, obviously. And this is something that I want to underline and emphasize because it's different from Steel Fest in this respect. Heavy metal is also quite much more present here. And 3 acts, I guess, are worth mentioning on top of this heavy metal list. Satan's Fall, which is now signed to one of the bigger labels out there, are going to play their traditional and kind of a catchy melodic heavy metal, leaning towards 1980s. They play heavy metal, the kind of old school ways. Then some of the newer bands also feature Chevalier and Lord Fist. Both are more or less traditional heavy metal bands, not so much new school for new kids and all that stuff. Now, there are still more bands to be announced, but the full list will be available on the website and also on the social media pages for Steelchaos. Now, what you need to know, unless you have never been to Steelchaos or Steelfest, is that Hyvinkää is roughly, once again, some 30 minutes from capital area of Finland. So if you're coming from outside Finland, you probably need to go Helsinki-Vantaa airport and take a local train there to Hyvinkää area. You probably need either Airbnb or hotel or some other accommodation in order to rest between the days here. But those are all possible options. I mean, you don't necessarily have to stay in Hyvinkää. You can also book a hotel or whatever Airbnb from Helsinki area, because those local trains go quite nicely. So you can pick one of those nearby towns or just stay in Helsinki area. Of course, if you're coming from Finland, you probably know where Hyvinkää is, and it's all public transportation you basically need, unless you want to prefer your own car. That is what I do, since I come from Turku, which is roughly some 2 hours and then some, and just park it by our Airbnb. So possibilities are many, but if you prefer public transportation from Helsinki area, I guess it is the most easy and convenient way to go there. So 2 days, and it's gonna be inside. Now there will be outside venue, of course, because people might need a cigarette or just get some fresh air, have some drinks and talks outside the gigs and all that stuff. Like always, I'm guessing there will be plenty of places to get some food, some snacks, some beer, coffee, etc., whatever you need. No drugs, I'm sorry, that's not prohibited. I mean, that's prohibited in Finland, not legal. But anyway, it's going to be an interesting lineup because you have not only extreme metal, but also traditional heavy metal. And those combine into one nice 2-day event, a festival. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of crowd we have there. And by saying we, because I'm a goer, I'm a regular fan of Steelchaos and Steelfest. I'm definitely going there both days. If you're gonna grab me there by the sleeve and say hello, that is totally fine. I will be doing some interviews, but I don't know yet which bands. Of course, I'm going for the bigger ones if possible, but if not, then I'm gonna go with the smaller ones. But it's gonna be an interesting thing, and if you have questions which this website or Steelchaos Facebook page cannot answer, you can always ask me in the comment section below, and I will do my best to help you out. And don't bother trolling, that is just waste of time for you and me alike. So, looking forward to see you at Steelchaos 2022. Once again, should you have questions, don't hesitate to ask. Cheers and bye-bye.